Karena, Virginia has been a certified yoga instructor in the Kundalini and Hatha schools for nearly 20 years. Karena released the Kundalini Yoga video, Abundance and Miracles, in 2013. She has a book, Essential Kundalini Yoga, coming out very, very soon. And we're going to do a practice to overcome addictions.
Yes.
So that's pretty exciting. Does that, the practice that we're going to do, does it come from Kundalini directly?
It does.
Is it in your books or your videos?
I do have a video out on it, and we did not actually put this one in the book. Not this particular one. We almost did, but we had to condense 100,000 words to 50,000 words, so this one is not actually in the book.
And where did you learn this practice?
I learned this from Yogi Bhajan, who was the man who brought Kundalini Yoga over to us in America in the late 1960s, and then he taught for 20 plus years, and we have a lot of his lectures on file, including...
Tell me a little bit about him. We haven't, in the different episodes, we haven't talked about him, just a little bit about him.
So, yeah, I'm glad you're bringing Yogi Bhajan up. Yogi Bhajan, he was a remarkable man, and he grew up in India. He felt called to bring these teachings over to Canada and America at a time where people were really struggling. There was war going on, people were doing a lot of drugs, people were getting caught up in unhealthy habits, and what ended up happening is quite interesting. He was told by his master that if he revealed these ancient secrets to anybody outside of the sages that knew about them in India, that he would die. And he was a very courageous man because he trusted this master so much, but he felt so compelled to bring these teachings over anyway. And there was one time where he said he felt that he almost died, but he chanted a mantra that protected him, and he survived it. That's one of the stories that he does tell. But these teachings were kept secret for a very long time because they are so powerful, and power can corrupt, right? When we have the power to manifest prosperity, or we have the power in our energy field to become radiant beings that attract certain things into our lives, think about, I sometimes think if politicians knew about the power of Kundalini Yoga, what would happen, you know? I mean, this is powerful stuff.
Yeah,
so
but it's powerful in a good way.
Oh, in a great way.
Like,
yes.
So you mean like, if they knew about this, not that they would take over the world, but you mean like they would have like epiphanies and become...
Yeah, probably both, but there is, I can see how...
You think it could be used...
I don't think it would never be used, it could never be used in a negative way.
Oh.
Never in a negative way. So I don't mean overcome, overcome power over the world in a way that could hurt the world, but I mean to bring peace, yes. Because we have to remember the divine is in charge. And these practices are only connecting us to light. And whenever we have light that comes through, it's always for good. So I mean power and goodness. And I mean that if first of all, you'd have to have a very conscious politician that would even want to be aware of these teachings. But if a conscious politician, which I'm sure there are conscious politicians, we like to talk badly about people, but there's a lot of really good people in the world too, right?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people got into politics out of like earnestness.
Yes, and wanting to make a change.
Exactly. Same thing with police.
Yes.
Same thing with the firemen. Same with all these people. They get into it, for the right reasons.
Absolutely.
But, it doesn't always go the right way, but.
And that leads to another idea of people who get into anything for the right reason, and then somehow they end up getting really caught up in the power of it and the need to be the best at it, even if their original decision to be in it was for conscious awareness, right? And then they can become corrupt. Anything can become corrupt.
So we're going to be doing an addiction practice.
Yes.
So what is this practice and how do we do it?
Okay. So it's going to look a little strange, but it works. And it doesn't only work for addictions per se. It works for overcoming any habit that we don't want to have. It could be that we want to stop talking about people, or we want to stop complaining, or we want to stop drinking coffee, right? Even though maybe the coffee is not an addiction, we just don't like the way it makes us feel, right? So overcoming any habit, or it could be as big as an addiction to anything that's unhealthy for us. What we do is we take our thumbs and we press our thumbs into our temples. And then you have these little fingers up here, but you bend these fingers into the mounds of your palms, not the center, but that little area where when we were little and we'd go on monkey bars, we'd get those calluses. That's where you want your fingers to go. And then you want to open your elbows and open your heart. So place your feet, if you're sitting in a chair, flat down. If you're sitting on the floor, you can be in cross-leg seated position. We're going to close our eyes, and we're going to look at the tip of the nose. So the eyes are actually 9/10 closed. When you do this, you activate the optic nerve, and you can feel it, right? Do you feel how there's almost a strange sensation that's taking place in your brain? You're activating the optic nerve. You're activating this nerve that will connect to the neurotransmitters in the brain, per se, to release neuropeptides and to release regular neurotransmitters in the body that are often dormant, okay? And then this also will create an enhanced glandular balance, which will in turn project out into the energy field. Okay, so sometimes it's best not to think too much about what's happening, but just know there's a lot taking place right now. Now, from your thumbs, imagine that you're sending light into the center of your brain. So in the center of the brain, we have the pineal gland. It's shaped like a pine cone, and that's where the name comes from. So it's not actually right in the center of the brain, but we're activating it by sending messages to this area in the center of the brain, and then it's going to activate this intuitive awareness that comes from this pineal gland. And then that in turn is going to activate the pituitary gland, which will send messages to the entire glandular system to give us a state of relaxation. Now, next step, you're going to clench the left side of your teeth like you're clenching down, and then you're going to clench the right. Left, right, left, right. And you're going to silently say sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. As you clench left to right. And keep pressing those thumbs in. Keep your eyes focused at the tip of the nose. And go. We'll do this for 3 minutes. You got it. Make sure you're breathing deeply. And I'm watching the clock. And now let yourself think of something that you're craving that's not good for you, a habit or an addiction. Most of us are addicted to something. Most of us have habits that we work every day on overcoming. Let it come to mind. And now imagine a big X over it, like you're canceling it out. And then let it dissolve into nothing. Whatever that is, see it, X over it, let it dissolve into nothingness. And then focus right back on your meditation. Deep breathing. Keep clenching left to right. Sa, ta, na, ma. Keep pressing those thumbs in. That's it. Got it. Deep breathing. Command that breath all the way down to the perineum. Very important. Deep belly breathing. redirecting thought patterns in the brain, enhancing positive brain activity. And now inhale deeply, relax your jaw, press even deeper into your temples. Hold the posture and exhale the breath out. Inhale deeply again, press. Send a vibration of electric energy to the center of your brain from your thumbs. Visualize it. Hold. Hold the posture, exhale. And now we're going to completely redirect the pathways of the brain. Do it again. Inhale, press, hold, press, press, press. Send that electric current right to the center of your brain. Overcoming habits, overcoming addictions. You have everything you need inside of yourself to eliminate pain without substance, without unhealthy habits, without unhealthy patterns. You don't need it anymore, and it's not serving you or anyone else. Exhale, relax your hands, lower them down onto your lap. Turn your palms up, relax your fingers. Long, deep breathing. Keep your eyes closed, just gently close. Not looking at the nose anymore, just close. And feel the effects. And silently say, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Affirming, I am enough. Sending this affirmation into every single cell of your body. From the cells of your body, sending this affirmation, this vibration into your energy field. Knowing that you are worthy of health. You are worthy of goodness. You are worthy of taking the best care of yourself possible. Your body is a temple. Your mind is a diamond. Your energy field is a gift from the divine. Use it properly. And love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else genuinely. And if you don't love yourself, you don't have what it takes to attract that love that you long so much to attract into your energy field. Gotta love yourself first. Come back to the affirmation, I am enough. I am enough. Deep breathing. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes.
Karena, you have the most complicated meditation practice.
I told you Kundalini Yoga was different.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, so without analyzing it, how do you feel?
Good. I feel like something had been released.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about. If we analyze it, or if we walk around like this, yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, it's weird. I mean, some of this stuff, like sometimes we have exercises where we pretend we're monkeys. I mean, yeah, the first Kundalini Yoga class I brought my husband to, the teacher said, okay, now you're going to pretend you're a monkey and make every sound possible that a monkey would make. And he looked at me.
Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, exactly. Now, he didn't love that one, but, you know, and I don't think he would ever admit that he felt great after that either. But you know what? We have to be real, and we have to utilize what we know works. And when it's too out there and it's not working, we don't do it. But I know this works. I know. I used to be such a sugar addict.
You know, it's funny because that was my addiction that I was doing. I was like, you know, I don't do caffeine that much you know, but really it's kind of the sugar. I love sugar.
You know what's beautiful about this work is that when you do it, you don't have to become so obsessed with not doing, you know, not practicing the addiction anymore, or not living by the addiction, or not grabbing that thing that's not good for you, or not, you know, today I'm not going to say anything other than positive things to other people, or today I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to react. You don't even need to do that. Because what happens is you're redirecting pathways to the brain. You will go, if you do this exercise and you continue doing this, maybe in about 5 days, if you do this for 3 minutes, mark my word, in about 5 days, once a day.
Really?
In about 5 days, you might eat a piece of sugar or have some ice cream and go,
so sweet.
It's so sweet. That's exactly it. In fact, just my friend this morning was saying to me, did you ever have one of those pliables that has Nutella on it? And she's talking about these like special frozen delicious treats. And I said, oh, I think that's a little sweet, Nutella and all of that. And I thought, wow, that's wild, because I used to be able to eat an entire bag of candy in one sitting. I'd go to the movies, a whole licorice
Do you know
packet.
anyone who's done this practice with anything different than sugar?
Oh, absolutely. I know people who have almost died of drug addiction.
And it worked? Or it helped?
Yeah, I know people who they don't touch drugs, they can't touch drugs.
Part of it is it can't hurt. I mean, you know, it can't hurt you. So, you know, if you have an addiction problem, it seems like it'd be worth a try.
And why not give it a go?
Yeah.
I mean, especially if there's...
I think it'd probably take more than 5 days, though.
Well, it's not magic, and in 5 days, I didn't say you would never eat sugar again, but you might go to taste it and go,
yeah, it's not.
And then, you know, if it's a chemical addiction, it's going to take a lot more than that. But I would love to see this in rehab centers. I would love to see, you know, these teens that are unfortunately getting addicted, you know, beautiful kids that are unfortunately getting addicted to highly addicting drugs.
Yeah.
And they're going to rehab, and they're coming out of rehab, and then they're doing it again, you know, and it's an epidemic. And I would love to see rehabs, you know, I'd love to actually just have this printed out somewhere and send it out somehow, some way to all these rehab centers, and send the kids home with this exercise, because that's how you don't fall back into the pattern. You know, it's not like, okay, someone is right. But it can help you to not get back into the groove of, you know, if you want to stop smoking and you're highly addicted to nicotine, you're not going to be able just to do this and then all of a sudden you're just going to say, oh, I don't like cigarettes anymore. But you might find that you have more of a desire to really shed the habit, and you may find that you have more of a desire to do something else that will lead you on the path of being able to quit smoking. Or if you are making the decision to quit smoking and you have things lined up and you do this, it will help the process. It will help you along. It won't hurt as much, because it's painful giving up addictions. It's excruciating, especially chemical addictions. When the body is physically addicted to something, you know, it's not like you can just say, okay, no more, but you can use this along with other modalities to enhance and accelerate the process, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you found that now, what's your sugar addiction like? I mean, is it still...
I'm not really addicted to sugar anymore.
I can easily... You can eat it or not eat it.
Yeah, and I love to have it. If I'm having a cup of tea with someone and I decide, oh, I'm going to have, you know, a small treat, a biscotti or something, I have it. It used to be that I would eat the biscotti and then I'd be looking for more sugar.
Another one.
Yeah. And then maybe just go to the candy store and, you know, get some Good and Plenty or something. I mean, really, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Even when I was younger, my parents used to say, there goes Karena with her little hand. You know, I used to go in the cabinet for my cookies. I always had a sweet tooth. But now it's like, I'll just have a little bit. Yeah. And I just, you know, I'll have it and I'll enjoy it. So I don't need to stay away from it altogether. But I would never put all of that in my body, knowing that I'm just shoving all this white stuff, you know, and you know, now I'm more aware of what am I doing, just taking teaspoons of white sugar and eating it.
And so how do you view this particular practice in the whole Kundalini package? Like,
this is a small meditation. Imagine that there are thousands of other meditations, and this happens to be one of many. And all the meditations in Kundalini Yoga are used for a specific purpose. You know, there's one for prosperity, and that's the one that I was saying before that my husband did for 40 days, and he was like, wow, this really works, you know, and then he's going on to...
He won the lottery? Or?
No, maybe the stocks went up, I don't know, but I mean, I practice feng shui as well, and we have a big mirror over our stove, and it broke, and that was not good. So
that
I went
was
out.
7 years of bad luck, you know.
Oh, well, actually, the mirror didn't break, thank God.
Oh.
The frame broke.
Oh, the frame
Thank God. It actually didn't break. That's actually not true. It burnt. I burnt it. My mom was over too. She's like, you could have, you know, English mom, you could have caused a whole fire in this house. Oh my God, I smelled this smell. It was burning paint. So the silver frame. So luckily, that's what I said. Thank God the mirror didn't break. But I went to go find another mirror. So I figured I'll go to like Marshall's, you know, and they don't have any big mirrors. Well, actually, first they did, and I couldn't fit it. So then I ended up getting this small one. And just the other day, my husband goes, you know what? You need to go somewhere besides Marshall's, because we need a big mirror there again. So I knew that he knows the power of all of this. And this is a guy.
Is that why you have a mirror above your stove?
Well, yeah, in feng shui, I mean, that's a whole nother show, right?
It is, but yes, but yeah, oh, I didn't know.
It does enhance, it enhances your whole home and really whatever you set intentions to. And there's a reason for it, that you have it reflecting from the hearth of the home, because you want to be able to see what's behind you.
Well,
feng shui is fascinating too.
That's a different thing, you know.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother.
You know, in New York City, I got a mirror in my hallway too, so when I come up the stairs, I can see
reflections on the glasses, you know.
Yeah,
rear view mirrors.
Yeah, I didn't put it there, but I was really happy it was there. You know, checking out behind. Yeah.
But a lot of these things, a lot of these ancient techniques, they really work. And I'd like to bring up my husband, because he was weary of all of this. I mean, when we first met,
all this.
You are too. But see, that's why I like teaching it to you, because you're not going to pretend that, oh, I felt great, and wow, my life has changed. You know, you're going to say it like it is.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you and I talk about. We want to keep this stuff real.
Try it. See if it works.
Right. And see if it's authentic for you. And if it's not, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then by all means, don't do it. But if it does resonate with you and it can enhance your life, then give it a go.
So back to the Kundalini thing. So this practice was kind of a little complicated. You know, there was like a bunch of different parts to it. Is that typical of a lot of the Kundalini practices, or is that just this one? Or
yeah, quite a few of them can be a little complicated, but I like to say that if you don't do it perfectly, that you're really going to be just fine, because you're setting the intention. I also like to say, if you just imagine yourself doing it and you visualize yourself doing it, and maybe you're only putting your thumbs on your, you know, temples, that you're already driving momentum in the right direction. So I always teach my students to follow their own intuition. I also have students that have come to classes in wheelchairs. I have students that have come to classes, and we've brought chairs in for them. I have one student who comes weekly to one of the classes and lies on the floor the entire time, and she might raise her hands for certain parts of it. Another student who can't walk at all, and her mother actually carries her into the class.
Wow.
So when I work with people like that, just be in the energy field, whatever you can do.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that you're going to mess up your nervous system if you don't do it properly, because I think that creates fear.
Plus, isn't it like, you know, we're doing all these different things, like we're saying stuff, we're visualizing stuff, we're pressing on things, we're doing all these things. And so to me it seems like they're just parts of the thing. So like if you do them all together, great, but if you only do one of them, you're still getting benefits from that one thing.
You are. You absolutely are.
And if you do two of those, the things that you're supposed to be doing, then more the better.
The
You know,
more
if
the
you
better,
get
more the merrier.
Yeah, so it seems like it doesn't, I mean, that's just my intuition.
And it's true.
It doesn't seem like it's like, you know, it's like the more you can do, the better, but it doesn't seem like you have to do all of them.
And you don't.
You know?
Yes, and you don't. And it's very important that you give yourself
like
that space.
The recipe's going to go bad or
Right.
something, you know?
Right, exactly. Like I forgot to put sugar in my chocolate chip cookies.
Now it's bad.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
that
like
would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, unless you added
It's like
honey.
it's more like fruit salad. If you have just watermelon, it's still a good fruit salad, but it's just watermelon. But if you have watermelon and cantaloupe, better. Cantaloupe, watermelon, and bananas. Wow, you're really...
And then you add the kiwis and
yeah,
you're all in.
Yeah.
But something I will say is that one of the reasons why it's so complicated to do all these different things is because our minds want to start saying, what time is it? Am I going to hit traffic right now? Oh, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? Or, you know, I forgot that that person was going to email me. I didn't check my email. So our mind wants to go into all these places. But the science behind all of this is that when you are focusing on all these different things, your mind has to go into other areas, and then you're actually giving your mind a break. Because your mind is not able to obsess, and your mind is not able to overthink, because that's what we do, right? We just go, oh my gosh, oh my, you know, over and over and over again, that same thing.
But we're animals. It's what's kept us surviving all these years. So we're out of time, Karena.
Oh, again!
I know. Thank you so much for coming and teaching us this practice. It's cool. It's a cool one.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And thank you for having me on. And thank you all again. It was lovely being here.